Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the ALCS here in Season 4 in the Kings franchise. And wow, what a season it's been. Two 100-win teams, I should say, have made it this far. And who is it? It's the Indians, who really have had two huge off seasons. The first one in Season 3, actually in Season 2, they signed Christian Yelich. And then in Season 3, they went and signed Kyle Schwarber to just round out that outfield. And also, they have an amazing pitching staff. And who gets to start in Game 1? Shane Bieber. Mike Clevenger won the Cy Young. Remember that. He's third in their rotation. That's how good this team is. So let's start out this series as Joe Musgrove is on the mound for us, who really should have won Cy Young. Here's Rocchio at the plate, ground ball to short, Pena to first, and it is going to be an out. Let's see if we can start this series out with a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Christian Yelich, only hitting 167 here in the playoffs, and he does hit one through the infield, and that one gets through for a base hit, but he tries to run and gets thrown out at second base. I don't know what he was doing on that one, but he did not think that Jay Cave had the arm to throw him out, but he did. And now we turn the lineup over back to our offense. Here's Justin Thompson leading us off, and he gets a hit up the middle. He's going to beat that ground ball out as Hernandez can't make the throw. That's actually Rocchio at second base. That brings up Moncada to the plate, hitting in the two-hole. Ground ball right up the middle. It's an easy turn that time and a double play ball. And that will be the second out of the inning. I believe Rocchio's actually playing short. Biggio, I'm not sure who's playing second base. It might be Cesar Hernandez. I'm not sure. So here is Jay Cave. Ground ball up the middle. Throw to first. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Yeah, I think that is Rocchio there. Yep, it is. So now we move on to the third inning. Here is Brandon Belt at the plate, who plays for the Indians now. He goes to opposite field, and it gets through the infield with 17 speed. He's not going to round first and head to second. It's just one long single away from the shift. So now they have a man on first base here with no outs in the inning. Here's Bradley Zimmer at the plate, and he is going to strike out. He's been a pretty lifelong Indian, as now he strikes out, one out. Here comes Bo Naylor at the plate, hitting .375 here in the playoffs, and he's going to watch that one low. So now they got a guy on first and second here with the top of their lineup up. Here is Cesar Hernandez. Line shot to Scooter, and he's got it. He doesn't even have to move on that one. So two outs here in this inning. That brings up Rocchio to the plate. Let's see what he can do with guy in scoring position. He hits one hard to short. It's just an easy ground ball throw to first base, and Rocchio beats it out. Jeremy Pena takes his time throwing to first base, and it's a base hit. So that brings up Christian Yelich here. Bases loaded, and he doesn't miss. That one is high off of the wall. It will score one. It will score two, and it looks like Rocchio will score from first base. A bases clearing double, all because Jeremy Pena took his time on that ground ball. We maybe could have went to second on that one, but Pena had all day, and he took his time. So that brings up Schwarber, but a line out to center. But 3 runs off of that one play. You've got to be mistake-free in the playoffs, and Cleveland takes advantage. So now here we are to start the third inning. Here's Scooter at the plate, ground ball to third, and he's going to beat that one out. A little chopper that time, and the third baseman could not handle that one and get his body corralled to throw to first. And now, one out here in the inning, man on first base. Jeremy Pena at the plate, fly ball to right field. It's not going to get down. Yelich will run that one down. And now 2 outs here. Let's see what the top of our lineup can do. That brings up Justin Thompson, who is 1 for 1 in this game. Low pitch, ground ball up the middle, and it looks like it's just an easy flip to second base and an out. That is Cesar Hernandez at second and Rocchio at short. So now we move on to the fourth inning. Here's Moncada at the plate. He hasn't really gotten going here in the playoffs yet, but he hits one hard up the middle, and it's going to be just a ground ball that time, as that's Rocchio who throws to first. That brings up Jake Cave here in the 3-hole, who's going to watch that one low in the zone. Shane Bieber surrenders one of his few walks so far in the early parts of this game. That brings up Carlos Santana, who drills one deep, but it's going to be foul. That one was definitely going to be a home run, if fair. So this count does continue, 3-2 count. He hits one hard up the middle. Let's see if it gets down, and it does not. It's going to be run down there. And look at this, Jay Cave got too much of a jump and gets thrown out at first base. They double him up, and now it's still a 3-0 lead here for the Indians. We move on to the top of the 5th inning. Here's a chopper to third base, and that's going to be an infield single that time, as Moncada cannot handle that. So now the top of our lineup does roll over. On top of their lineup rolls over. And look at this. Joe Musgrove. Guys on first and second. And now the meat of their lineup up after that walk. Rockio to the plate. Outside pitch. And he goes to second. And Scooter does bobble it. Bases loaded. No outs. And look who's up. It's Christian Yelich, who led the MLB in home runs this year and won MVP, 54 home runs. We go and visit Musgrove and see if he is all right. He can probably pitch out of this jam. But here's a liner to first base, and that's going to be a double play. Liner to Carlos Santana, and that was just luck. Just a perfect timing liner on that one. So 2 outs, Kyle Schwarber at the plate, ground ball, and it gets through. Scooter can't dive and knock it down. 5-0 here for the Indians. And that's what happens, man. When you get into these situations, you're going to surrender runs. And that's going to be the end of Joe Musgrove's day as we bring in Ryan Stanek, our best reliever, our one all-star out of the bullpen. He is going to be a crucial part of this series, definitely in some big relief roles. So that continues the next at bat, and he gets a fly out here. But 5-0 here in the 5th. Our offense has got to get going. So now we move on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Jake Cave. He hits one hard to the right side with 1 out. And Shane Bieber only at 90 pitches so far through about 6 1/3 inning. And now Jake Cave starts it out with a single. So Carlos Santana up to the plate now. 3-2 count. He's 0 for 2. He drives one deep to right field. It's got some carry, and it will knock off the wall. And let's see if Santana gets to second. Oh, boy. He might get thrown out here, and he does. It's going to be an out. And now 2 outs, man on third base. We're down 7-0 at this point as Michael Brantley comes to the plate now. Man on third, and he will walk. So now we got guys on the corners here. Corey Dickerson at the plate, who really has not been doing well at the plate here in the ALDS. Now in the ALCS, let's see if he can turn it around. But it's just a ground ball to second and an easy flip to first base. And now we move on to the 8th inning. Still in a 7-0 hole. Jeremy Pena up to the plate, no outs. Men on second and third, though, with an opportunity to maybe spark our offense a little bit. It's going to be a breaking ball over the middle of the plate, and he just hits a very high pop-up to center. That one should be deep enough to score Corey Lee from third base, and he does get in, but it's just 7-1 here in the 8th. We have a lot of catching up to do, as that one will end Shane Bieber's day as they bring in Tyler Duffy out of the bullpen. 1 1/3 inning so far here in the playoffs. But let's see if we can get out of this jam. Here's Moncada, who is just a little impatient on the knuckle curve, and he swings and misses at that pitch. Jake Cave at the plate next. 3-2 count, 2 outs. He drives one deep, but it's just a fly ball. And now Cleveland in a commanding 7-1 lead going into the later parts of this game. They have 10 hits to our 6, and you can just see their situational hitting has just been much better than ours. And now we're in jeopardy of losing game 1 here at home. As we move on to the 9th inning, Michael Brantley, ground ball with a man on first, double play. I mean, that's what we've done this game, and the Indians have taken advantage. And now with 2 outs, let's see what Corey Dickerson can do. I just want to see him get some momentum as he swings and misses. And the Cleveland Indians take game 1. Not even close, to be honest. And that error earlier by Jeremy Pena, I'm going to call that an error because he had an easy throw to first base. That one really did set the table here for game 1. And it opened up the door for the Indians to really take advantage of some guys in scoring position. And they win this one 7-1. Joe Musgrove gets the loss. He hasn't been overly impressive here in the playoffs, but I still have faith in Musgrove. So now we move on to game number 2. And one thing you should know about our lineup is that when we face lefties, we have so many lefties in our lineup, but we are very good hitting against lefties. They have Brendan McKay on the mound, who's a very good lefty. But just think about it, you know, Scooter Gennett is a really good hitter versus lefties. Jake Cave went up to 91 power versus lefties. Carlos Santana is 90 plus versus lefties. Moncada is about 90 power versus lefties. I mean, we have a very good star-studded lineup that is very good hitting versus left-handed hitters. Even Brantley is very good hitting against both sides, righties and lefties. So let's see what Teddy Polititis can do. He gets to start here in game 2, facing Christian Yelich. A deep fly ball to center, and that's going to be run down. Whoa. Couple of feet away from a home run here in the first inning, but Justin Thompson runs that one down. So now we start out the first inning. Here is Justin Thompson back at the plate, and he goes to right field. Great start to game number 2. We need to set a tone and come back here in this series. Thompson starts it out with the double to right field. That's a way to start this game out. Remember, lefties are our specialty. They only have one lefty in their rotation as Brendan McKay. We have to take advantage. So that brings up Moncada, who goes to right field. This one's got some carry, and it gets over Yelich. He dives at the track, and it looks like Thompson was trying to tag up, so he will only get to third base, but still, guys on second and third, no outs. With the middle of our lineup due up, we put Carlos Santana here at the 3-hole since he's better hitting versus lefties. So he hits one hard to the gap, and that one will get there, and it will knock off the wall just a couple of inches from being a home run. A bases clearing double here, 2-0 lead for the Kings, and that's a way to start this game out here in the bottom of the first inning. So Jake Cave, who's hit phenomenal versus lefties this year, comes to the plate. He goes to opposite field. It's got some carry on this ball, and it gets all the way almost to the track, but it's run down by Kyle Schwarber. And now with one out, we just need to put the ball in play here, and we have a 3-0 lead as Brantley comes to the plate. Remember, I said that he's been very good hitting versus both sides, and he hits a ground ball to first, but that one will not score the runner from third base as Brandon Belt steps on first. And now with 2 outs here in the inning, Jeremy Pena, let's see if he can drive one more run in, give us a little bit more space for Teddy Polititis, and he goes to opposite field, caught by Yelich, but still a great start to this one. 2-0 lead. I'll take it. So Teddy Polititis back out onto the mound. Oscar Mercado at the plate. He goes to right field right before Jake Cave, and it gets down. We did not want to risk diving that time just because I don't want to risk giving up runs. This Cleveland Indians team has a very, very good offense. Eduardo Escobar at the plate, and he goes to left field as well. And that one will be an opposite field hit. Teddy Polititis has a hard-throwing fastball, so a lot of these hitters might be behind, and they might go to opposite field quite a bit. That brings up Brandon Belt, ground ball up the middle, and Jeremy Pena just absolutely gives up on that ground ball. And you saw that we dived with Thompson in center field because we thought we were actually controlling Pena. I think Pena could have knocked that one down. It's 2-1. So this inning continues. Teddy Polititis does settle down that time and strikes out Zimmer, as that brings up Bo Naylor here with 2 outs. And he hits one deep to right field. The Indians will tie this game up, and it looks like another run will come across. It's 3-2. Naylor goes to third. 3-2 game for the Indians. Man on third base with the top of their lineup coming up next. This is not the nightmare that we thought this would be, because honestly, we thought our offense and our pitching could keep up with this team, but it looks like the Indians are taking advantage, but we at least get out of that inning with the ground ball to Moncada. So after the great start, it's now 3-2. Here comes Corey Lee starting out the second inning, though, with the hit up the middle. That would be great to get him going in this series. We have to remember that Brendan McKay is still on the mound. We are a lefty specialist team. Here is the next batter. That's Yanni Hernandez, who gets to start this game. He goes to left field. That one gets to the wall. It's going to be an RBI double. We strike back. 3-3. There's a lot of baseball left. I don't want to give up on this team, but our pitching definitely needs to clean up versus Indians team who can hit the ball extremely well. Yanni Hernandez comes through. So that brings up Scooter, and he just gets fooled on that outside fastball. It looked like it was going outside. It kind of tailed inside, and it ends up being a strike on the corner. So that brings up Justin Thompson, and he swings and misses at some high heat. That one was way out of the zone. So here's Moncada, who had a double earlier in this game here, and he strikes out. So Brendan McKay strikes out 3 straight batters after giving up 2 straight hits to Yanni. And now 3-3 moving into the 3rd inning. That brings up Yelich, who gets another hit here in this series. It seems like Yelich could be a problem here in the middle of the lineup. He starts it out with a double with 1 out. I don't know why I want to say RBI there because they've been scoring so many runs. So that just gives me a reason to go to the bullpen, and I just seen enough from Teddy Palatitis. He's given up too many hits, and I think that putting a lefty in will help us here versus a left-handed lineup. So I bring in Jimmy Pelko. Let's see what he can do versus Kyle Schwarber. So it's going to be outside slider, and Schwarber goes to left field. It's another hit, another RBI. This Indians team is incredible on offense. They just hit anything. That wasn't even close to being in the zone, and Schwarber just takes it to left field. That brings up Mercado, who does watch that one, though. That's a strikeout here for Pelko's first. That brings up Eduardo Escobar with 2 outs, and it's a little flare, and that's going to be caught. Yanni Hernandez. It's now a 4-3 lead right back in Cleveland's favor. So now 4-3 game. Here's our lineup back at the plate. And here's Scooter, who goes up the middle. We're still only in the 4th inning. You see all of these hits here in game 2. That's kind of foreshadowing how this series will probably go. So that brings up Justin Thompson, who turns on one. And that one could have been a home run. He just missed it by inches. Maybe even centimeters, got to be honest. And that's going to be a fly out to center field. So Carlos Santana up to the plate. Man on first. And he does turn on that one. That is a home run. I highlighted that Carlos Santana in the middle of our lineup have 90-plus power. He has 94 power versus left-handers. This is where we take advantage. The middle of our lineup. Get the base runners on, and Santana and the rest of these guys will drive them in. It's a 5-4 game here. Santana gives us a little boost. That brings up Jeremy Pena, who I moved him up in the lineup a little bit, hitting in the 6th hole, and that's to give us base runners because we know the bottom of our lineup can hit the ball when they want to. So here is Corey Lee to the plate with the man on first base. We're going to bunt him over with no outs, but look at this. It looks like Corey Lee will beat this one out. The first baseman, Brandon Belt, just absolutely gave up on that one, wanted to cover first instead of getting the ball. So now we have guys on first and second here to start the 5th inning. So Yanni comes up. I'm going to bunt these guys over now. Here's a ground ball to third, and he goes to second. Gets the force out at second, and Corey Lee can't beat that one out. So that brings up Scooter, and this is what I'm talking about. I want a hitter at the bottom, and Scooter goes to left center. He is clutch, man. That gets all the way to the wall. Yanni, 88 speed. He's scoring from first. There we go. The 7-4 lead. Scooter comes through here in the clutch. And that is the boost we need there at the bottom of the lineup. And that's exactly why I moved Pena up in the lineup and moved Scooter down, because I knew that we could take advantage of a left-hander on the mound. That brings in Tristan McKenzie out of the bullpen. It looks like McKay's day is over. The Indians smartly pull him as Justin Thompson comes up, and he does ground out to first. Brandon Belt does step on first for that one. As that brings up Yohan Moncada to the plate. He is 1 for 3 so far. 3-1 count. Right over the middle. And he just absolutely jumps on that pitch. It's gone. That was maybe the hardest hit ball I've seen all season long. That was just a hanger over the middle of the plate. Moncada takes advantage, and it's now a 9-4 game here in game 2. And Moncada just absolutely 115 mile an hour exit velocity. I mean, that one was just crushed as Carlos Santana comes to the plate next. Remember, he's already went deep in this one, and he walks. So this 5th inning still isn't over. So that brings up Jake Cave. 2 outs here in this inning, and he goes to opposite field, and that one looks like it's going to get to the gap, and it does. Another gapper, and let's see if we will score 1 run. We do round third, head home, and it's going to be a great slide by Santana, and we do score our 10th run of this game as Brantley comes to the plate. Now let's see if he can keep this one going. Ground ball up the middle, and it gets through. Another RBI, 11-4. What a great answer here in game 2. The Indians, I don't know if they have enough firepower to get 11 runs on the board here through the next 4 innings. So they bring in Emmanuel Clace out of the bullpen. I don't know, is it Clace? I'm not sure, as he grounds out to first base. That's going to be Jeremy Pena, that is. And now with this huge lead, they do not get any runs between now and the 9th inning. As we fast forward, Keenan Middleton on the mound, and an off-speed pitch will end game 2, 11-4. What a great answer. I was nervous early on because this Indians lineup can do damage to anybody, and we end up coming back, tying this series up 1-1. But remember, the next 3 games go to Cleveland. So we're going to need to win some games on the road. You saw what their offense is capable of. They can do anything to this pitching staff. We need to be on our P's and Q's. We need to locate our pitches and honestly work the counts because it's going to be tough. This is a very good lineup. So 1-1 series going back to Cleveland. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I've been working hard for a minute. The ones who don't deserve it seem to be the ones that get it. The ones who speak the truth never get the recognition, but the ones that act foolish seem to get all the attention. It don't matter though. Yeah. Hey, it don't even matter though. No. Hey, it don't even matter.